Great to have you all on board. It's another time with tutorial 20634, and in today's tutorial, it happens to be the revision class, more like the revision and the very first class we're having on this course actually. And for those of us doing this course, I think because definitely we cannot cover much in this class because of the timing. So what we're going to do in essence will be will ensure the keynote of this course is ready before 1 a.m. The material is quite bulky. So after this class, I think I have one more class. So I would ensure before 1 a.m. This exam, I believe, is by noon tomorrow. So at least sending it to you guys by 1 a.m. to the next day to study, it's enough time to go through the keynote. And we apologize that this is coming. Let me show my face so you can know I'm really apologizing to you all. This is really coming late. I'm going to see to the fact that it's ready before that 1 a.m. I'm going to keep everything aside just to attend to this. So in this revision class, we're going to talk about what it means by philosophy. And we're going to discuss how to request the keynote. Okay. Yeah, the network is bad. Can you hear me now? I think it's restored now. That was a thing from the service provider. I think it's restored. Can we hear me now? Okay. I think the network is restored. Okay, Miss Udeme. So I was trying to explain to us that this is actually the very first class we're having on this. It shouldn't be the revision class. All right. So I said the keynote is almost ready. So I said, this is a revision class. Definitely we'll have enough time to go through all we need to go through. So I said, I'm going to ensure that the keynote is ready before 1 a.m. this morning. It could be ready before then. I have one more class after this particular class. So after that class, I'm ensure I complete. I'm going to keep aside every other thing. Ensure I complete this particular course keynote so that we can get it latest 1 a.m. or before then. So you can study and use this keynote to prepare for your exam tomorrow. I believe even though it's just 3 hours of concentrated study you have on this keynote I'll be giving to you, I'll make it so comprehensive. So even though it's just 3 hours you have to study this keynote, I'm pretty sure you can still bag that A you write there on this course. So we're just going to take what it means by philosophy. We're going to take philosophy versus non-philosophy in the course of this class. It's going to be a very precise one, so I can call it a wrap quickly, do the next revision class, and get to work by completing the keynote of this course. So now, to start with, in tonight's class, Ms. Udeme, do you find as a good idea? Mr. Also, do you find that as also a good idea? Okay, Mr. Adeleke says that's okay. Ms. Udeme, what about you? Are you okay with that? So we can have the keynotes and we can use that to prepare. Okay. Now let's get straight into it. Talking about understanding philosophy. Philosophy at this level for this department shouldn't be a new term. It shouldn't be news to you. All right. Philosophy at this level for this department shouldn't be news. So if by chance you come across any question related to you, giving a detailed explanation about this set term, you would have disappointed me if you had not collected extra sheets. Because for this level, for this department, philosophy is something very familiar. Are we together? But for the benefit of doubt, to go by the formalities, the very first unit, the very first module of the course, PHL333, all right, talks about what philosophy is. It talks about understanding philosophy. And for that to be the very first topic to be discussed, is to tell us that philosophy in this course will be the thematic function of the course, will be the major of this course. So sit along and let's go straight into it. Understanding philosophy. A whole lot of persons, a whole lot of arguments, a whole lot of discussion, a whole lot of debate has been on about a precise, generally accepted or acceptable definition of the term philosophy. Perhaps it has as well been misinterpreted. But according to what we have here, speaking of philosophy, philosophy is said to be the study of fundamental questions. Fundamental questions. Fundamental questions. These questions are related, not just any kind of question, but the questions that are related knowledge, value, existence, all right, reason, mind, language, and so on. Mind, reason, language, and so on, etc. It involves the examining, all right, it involves examining the nature, all right, when you are intentional about examining the words, the nature of reality. When you become intentional, so now, as we said, it is the examining, all right? When you are intentional about examining the nature of reality, the meaning of life itself, and how to acquire knowledge and what is right and what is wrong. Now, are you beginning to understand why philosophy itself should be the major, why philosophy itself should be the thematic function, the subject matter of this course? The fundamentals, all right, of acquiring answers to questions that are related to values, existence, how the mind functions, what are the nitty-gritties to our reasoning capacity as human. A lot of things can be involved. It is a well without end. It is a bottomless well. Because the more you uncover, the deeper you go. The more you uncover, the deeper this search takes you. Are we together? So it says here that when you become intentional about acquiring, all right, knowledge about what is right or wrong. When you begin to become intentional about, all right, understanding the meaning of life itself. When you begin to become intentional about understanding how the mind works, the requirement to the acknowledgement of knowledge, then you are involved in philosophy. Now, we have philosophers. We'll talk about philosophers now. Anyone who involves in philosophy is regarded as a philosopher. So that is not news to us, I believe. Anyone who is involved in philosophy is regarded to as a philosopher. So philosophers, Ms. Udeme, are you on the stream? Please be on the stream. Let me know if you are okay with what I said about getting the keynote ready. I need your response on that as well. Okay. So philosophers explore, all right, they abstract the concept, all right, of philosophy through what we refer to as critical thinking, reasoning, and logical analysis. Okay, explore, abstract concept through what we refer to as critical all right, critical thinking, reasoning, and logical, all right, analysis. So here are all the processes, okay, and how all these processes is being activated or set in motion is through critical thinking, reasoning, and logical analysis. Philosophy will tell you that it is raining because it is raining season. Philosophy will tell you that this is happening as a result of this proponent, as a result of this propelling, as a result of this effect. Are we together? Now, the popular use of the word philosophy refers to a term applied to any area of human life. All right? Now, before you know it, somebody is talking, you say, that is your philosophy. Oh, this one, that is his philosophy. Oh, this is my philosophy of life. Professor Dixon, philosophy of life is to wake up in the morning, take his morning walk, and take his prayers, his morning walk, and head straight for work. That is his philosophy. All right. So it says here, the popular use of the word philosophy refers to a term applied to any area of life. So we have that star. According to Russell, right, in full, Bertrand Russell. According to Bertrand Russell in 1978, Russell was of the opinion that when you talk philosophy, the benefits are immeasurable, they are unlimited, uncountable, no limits. Because as far as philosophy is concerned, all right, it does not permit or grant our desire for quick answer to fundamental questions that can frustrate us. All right. Instead, philosophy will tell you to do a deeper research. Philosophy will tell you to go deep and find answers to questions. If you are serious about solving the mystery and problem of life, philosophy is of the opinion that you must do your detailed research. Philosophy is intentional about telling you to do your detailed research and answer these problems to life. So it frustrates quick answers. It rather encourages you to do your assignment, do your homework. Okay, Ms. Udeme says, I do not get your definition of philosophy. Okay, let's do a quick walkthrough. Now, philosophy is said to be the fundamental, all right? It is the study of fundamental questions that matter, all right? These fundamental questions are questions related to knowledge, value, existence, mind, reasoning, language, and so on. All right. When you begin to become intentional, all right, philosophy can be said to be the intentionality, all right, of providing answers, all right, to fundamental questions of life. Philosophy can also be said to be the process of examining the nature of reality. All this put together, philosophers, all right, explore this abstract concept, whether it's a question to fundamentals, all right, whether it is the fundamental questions to life, whether it is the examining of reality. Philosophies go deep into this research through what we refer to critical thinking, all right. We have logic analysis and also reasoning. Are we on the same page, Ms. Udeme? So real quickly, let's talk about non-philosophy versus philosophy. We already established that there are some things that has no business with philosophy, but because of philosophy has been used as a general term most time, and this term has to do with all areas of life, almost all areas of life. So there have been some erroneous beliefs about the said term. So let's clear the air. So we have non-philosophy versus philosophy itself. So now, philosophy is not simple. Now, let me put it this way. Philosophy is not simply whatever one believes about a matter. Because you hold an opinion to a particular matter, it does not mean that is philosophy. Everyone has a belief about something, of course, but it is not the same as philosophy as a discipline. Activities or practice, all right, sometimes are philosophically approached. So now, not what an individual everybody has their own belief. Everybody have their belief system. All right. But when we talk about philosophy, remember we said philosophy is not just mere belief. Philosophy is beyond that. Because when we talk philosophy, we are saying critical reasoning. When we speak philosophy, we are speaking logical analysis. If you can't give a comprehensive logical analysis of what you believe in, then that is not philosophy. So it's not just a mere belief. All right. But when you approach a situation philosophically, then prove why you believe so, then that is philosophy. So philosophy is not just mere thoughts or ideas. Any thought or idea that you cannot, all right, put into practical test is not philosophy. Any thought or idea that you cannot put into practical test is not philosophy. So you can believe anything, you can think anything, but any thought or belief or idea that cannot be put into practical test, then is not philosophy. So we have that as that. Are we on the same page? Okay. Now, philosophy is not fancy speech. All right. Philosophy is not fancy speech or technical writing.